Hey, what's up? It's now Sergeant Lett. I know it's been a while since I was on here. I'm about to try to explain why that is. It's actually fairly interesting. Um, I'm trying to figure out the best way I want to go into this, but basically, as you most of you know, I did the blog from Afghanistan, and um, basically back in January, I started getting some really weird messages on Facebook from a Megan Jones. They're really, over the top. Says she watches my blog on a queeve, on a loop, and all night, and all this, and thinks about what our kids would be named, and all this, BS, really. And then she would sign her messages Megan Lett. And at first, no big deal. I didn't take it too seriously at all. Just a prank of some sort. And then another message came in, and it was, asking me basically if I rent or owned here in New Hampshire now because they could find where I live through public records. So, still I wasn't taking it too seriously or whatever. This is back in January. Um, and then basically 2 months went by and I hadn't heard anything from this individual. And then a actual Navy recruiting station got a suspicious phone call about 2 weeks ago. And basically, they classified it as a bomb threat. I'm not sure of everything that was said, but it sounds like this person was asking about Marines and trying to find where they may be in the area. An hour after this call was made, I got an email from the email address of why won't you friend me at gmail.com. This individual that was sending these messages on Facebook had friend requested me. Obviously, due to the messages, no way in God's green earth did I accept them, so I ignored them. So this message came in on my phone an hour after this phone call was made, and it had the phrase, "A jade cat heralds inevitable insurrection before the next full moon." Basically, heralds, it means like a messenger. Inevitable, obviously, is you can't avoid it. Insurrection is like a violent uprising against the government or a government official. And then after this phrase was repeated 15 times, there was another phrase repeated like 8 or 9, 10 times in what appeared to be a foreign language, but I can't decipher it or translate it at all. I think it's probably just gibberish. And then this message ended with the phrase "run as fast as you can and don't look back" numerous times. So, then I started taking this thing a little more seriously, having no contact in 2 months. Then the suspicious phone call comes in. An hour later, I get this message on my phone. And it wasn't that night, but the following night, I come home to my house and I have screw in light bulbs that are up in the ceiling. And there's glass all over my floor. And one of the light bulbs had either fallen, unscrewed itself because it was out whole. The fixture, the screw in part entirely was out. So now I'm thinking, shit, this person might have been in my house. So this whole stalker thing from that blog really took off and took some of my attention, and I kind of wanted to lay low for a while and not really get back on here and really, quite honestly, subject myself to more BS. Bottom line is really nothing's changed, I suppose, except a friend of mine got a letter in the mail that may or may not be connected, but it was somewhat threatening, or we had reason to believe that maybe it was. And the bottom line is, if it is connected, this individual just made a big mistake because there's not very many people that won't even know I really know this person. So it really narrowed the focus, if you will, on who might be doing this. So I really still don't know anything for certain, and what the outcome may or may not be. There's investigations going on with like NCIS and even local law enforcement. And honestly, I don't even know if I should be on here talking about it, but whatever. This is kind of what I do. So yeah, I guess it just goes to show: be careful, and you never know who the hell is little nuts. As if I didn't have enough things going on in my life from getting back from Afghanistan and trying to, excuse me, trying to ease back in. And I really had an intention to take this blog in a little different direction now that I'm a part of kind of the recruiting command. And I still will. I'll eventually get back to that point. But yeah, I thought, hey, if nothing else, that's what's been going on in who is now Sergeant Lett's life. Um, So yeah, it's really kind of interesting, if you will. But I'll tell you this much: if this person is serious, if this person really does want to harm me, they better be prepared. They better know what they're doing, because I do, and I am. So no big concerns here. It's a little creepy there for a little while, but I'm confident in myself, my training, and quite honestly, it, I kind of almost hope, I almost hope they have the gall to show back up or show their face and give me the slightest chance to remove this stupid nonsense from my life. But yeah, that's what's been going on. Really, not much else to report, I suppose. I did get promoted to sergeant, which is, nice, not turning it down. Other than that, just kind of getting acquainted with my new job and going from there. But hopefully, it won't be 3 months before I get back on here. But I did kind of steer clear from putting myself out there too much. You've probably noticed with my Facebook page, it's really kind of secure at the moment. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I got. I hope everybody's been doing well, and smiling and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna stop this one here, but yeah. So if you want to chew on that fat for a little while, it's kind of interesting. But take care of yourselves and steer clear of stalkers.